Good morning, guys. Can you hear us?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, that's good. Gyan, can you test?
Hello, everyone.
Okay, that's good.
Can you guys hear me?
Gyan, can you test? Is my voice repeating or is it fine? It's going. Is it better now? Okay, that's great. So let's wait for one more minute and then we will get started. So let's get started. Thank you for joining the session. So we are giving free live sessions for Salesforce training for beginners. So thank you for taking out the time. So today we will be covering, just a minute. So yeah, today we'll be covering picklist validation and formula fields in Salesforce. So guys, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get more videos like this so that I can have more series like this. So stay tuned. So like so many times I have told you that trailhead modules are so important. So just go ahead and do these trails related to formula, picklist and validation and some of the fields you get to know more. So please go ahead. So today we will be covering validation rules, picklist and formula fields. So you can see how far we have reached. So good job guys. So topic for today. So we will be covering pick list, validation rules, formula fields, then we will be going with some of the projects, then best practices, and of course we have contest in between and then the final quiz, and finally the Q&A series. Meanwhile, you can post any doubts you have, and we will be helping you throughout. So field types option in Salesforce. So if we talk about it, we have you can see here that we have a lot of fields, but today what our focus is on formula, picklist and multi-select picklist. So we will be understanding in detail with the help of example that how basically these three works and also the validation rule. So let's get started. So you can see here the picklist, right, exactly what it is. So let's take an example. You went to an ice cream parlor and instead of guessing that which ice cream to choose, you have the complete menu with you where it has strawberry, chocolate, maybe some other flavors. So that's how the pick list works. You have list of options and you choose a value. So you see one, right? So basically you choose the value, it will be coming here. So here you choose strawberry and it is coming here. And then if you are and what is number 2? So whatever you see here, like for example, you see all these options and whichever you select will be the value which will be the final one which you will be choosing. So that's how the pick list works. So basically the options is nothing but the pick list to understand in simple terms. So it allows users to pick values from defined list. So often we get confused about the picklist types and picklist properties. So we have three types of picklist: standard, custom, custom multi-select. and properties are restricted, dependent, or controlling. I hope that after this session, the picklist types and picklist properties are clear to you and you get better understanding for each one of them. So now let's talk about the standard picklist. So if you see here, you see lead source, and in lead source, you see so many options. These are the values. So basically, these are nothing but the standard picklist, and these are the standard picklist values. So let's take an example. Okay, so I will go to the object manager and let me take an example of lead. So lead is nothing but an object, and I go here and I go to fields and relationships and I click on source. So see, lead source is a pick list. So I go ahead and click here, and you will be seeing the list of values here. You see, these are the values of the pick list, account or lead source pick list values. Now let me go to account and show you the same thing. Go back. So I go to the account and go to the fields and relationships and check the source here, and you will see the same options here. So that's what you can compare both lead source and account source. And also if you have opportunity, you can add, it will be there as well. So basically these are the common fields and they will be in your org. Also you can add values if you want to. So let's quickly create some value. So you just need to go to new, and for instance, let's see if we already have phone. So they have phone inquiry, phone referral. Let's just take mobile for instance. So we are just adding the value and just saving it here. So we have created it, and now you will be seeing mobile here. So that's how it works. Simply you can add. And let's see what happens here if we refresh. So you see mobile is also here. So now you can understand that these are provided by Salesforce itself, this picklist option, like picklist source. And then whatever you add, it will be getting added to both the places. So that's how it works. So now these are the standard picklist. But what if you want custom picklist of your own? So let's see how that works. So let's talk about the custom picklist. So custom picklists are the ones you create and you add your own values. So that is simply your custom picklist. So let's create that. So I go here and I have created an app for you guys so that we are able to understand it more. So this is an app, COVID-19. So we feel more relevant to what is going on right now. So right now we just have few fields here, COVID-19 name, comment, address, and then mobile. Now, suppose we want to have a custom pick list. So what we will go do is, I'll simply go to Object Manager, Fields and Relationships, and now I want to create new one. So I click here New, and here I want to choose the pick list. So you see, pick list is there. Allow users to select a value from a list you define. So that is pick list for you. Now I will just click here, go to next, and I will be adding the value. So example patient status per state. So now we will be covering global pick list in some time, but right now we want to enter the value. So I will click here and I will enter the value. So I've entered the value and then I will click on next, and we will not worry about this. We will, once we go to security, then we will be considering this, but right now it will be visible to all users, suppose. So we just go to next, and here I'll just simply save it. So now I have created the pick list. Let's see how it looks. So we had the name, status, patient status. So you see the status, right? This is how it comes. You can reorder it if you want to. You can simply click here and then you can put up and down whatever you want to put, like this. The same way you can change other values as well. Now let's see how it looks. So I go here. Let me refresh the screen. Okay, so as I refresh the screen, I see the patient status. So I can see confirmed, active, recovered, or deceased. So that's how picklist works. We can choose the options, and that's how, for example, if I say active and COVID, this is mandatory. Let me put some name and I click on save. So we see the status, and we can even edit from here and then go back and see. So that's how our custom picklist works. So this is how we have covered the custom pick list. We have seen that here we can enter the values, and this is how we see the options. So let's go ahead. Now it is time to choose the multi-select pick list. So what is that? So what happens if you want to choose more values? Right now, okay, you wanted active or recovered, but what if you have like patient history is an option? So okay, the patient history can be multiple. Maybe they have diabetes and also they have gone through the treatment of alcohol, like you are seeing in this image. So for that option you choose patient pick list multi select, and that's what you go for. So let's go here. So let me create another field. So I will simply go on new, and this time we will be choosing Picklist multi-select. So here it is. Allow users to select multiple values from the list you define. So that's how Picklist multi-select works. So I'll simply click here and go to next, and I will be entering the value. So let me see. Patient history is the one, right? So I will just simply put patient history, and now here I'll be choosing enter values, and here I will be filling the information. So stroke. So we will be talking about restricted picklist in some time. Now supposingly you want to display values alphabetically. So for example, what is according to, like for example, we want it will be D first and T later. So like that you can choose alphabetically. And if you want to choose some default value, then you can go ahead and select that as well. So that's how it works. And then we will simply click on next. Again, we will be making everything visible to all users, and I will save it. Once I save it, I will see how it looks. So I will just go to history. So we see patient history. It's a custom field. So I'm seeing the C appended to it, and I go there and I see all of them coming. I have not made any of them default. Let's see how it comes. So again, I go here. I'll refresh the screen. Let me create a new contact. Not the new contact. Let me create the new one, and let's see. So you see, now you can select multiple of them. For example, the patient has diabetes and also has gone through the treatment of alcohol, so you can choose both of them. In the custom one, in the which was just a pick list, you could only choose one, but here you can choose multiple options. So that's how it works. So let's save it and see how it looks. So this is how we are seeing it. So now we can see multiple histories of the patient. So this is how your this is how your pick list works. Custom multi-select pick list works. And this is a pick list type. So we have just learned that there is standard, there is custom, and there is custom multi-select pick list. Now we are talking about the pick list property. So you see, right, that once we were selecting, we were able to see the properties as well, that is restricted. So restricted picklist keep users from adding new values, either through the API or through the apps. So let's understand it. So if you don't restrict the values on a pick list, you can get records with values with wrong name or adding values you just don't want to see. For example, through API or other app, maybe the country name is coming wrong, or maybe some other country name is coming, which you don't want to see. So that's how it works. Just give me one second, guys. So that's how it works, which you don't want to see. So now let's go and create one. So I go to fields and relationships and click on new. And suppose we go to the pick list. So I just want to show you the option again, that exactly how it works. So I click on next, and you see the restricted pick list values defined in value set. Enforce data integrity with restricted pick list. So this setting limits the fields to accept only values from your pick list, even if the field is updated through the API. So basically, you are not able to put values through API or other apps, and that's why we choose it, so that the user is not able to put the wrong value. So that your pick list data stays clean, that's why we do that. So this is an option which is clear to you, I think. Then let's go ahead. Guys, let's start with the quiz. So timer is not working, but you have 20 seconds to answer this. So I think time is up. So let's see what is the answer. So it says that restricted pick list restrict users from adding new values. So I see a lot of answers, but the first ones I saw was no. But no, actually we can. So restrict pick list restrict users from adding new values. So yes, it restrict us. That's what we read, right? That it restrict users from adding new values. So the answer is yes. So in some time we will tell that who win this quiz. Let's go ahead. Now we are talking about the global pick list. So how exactly that works? So you see that we say like global pick list, as in you can remember saying that sharing makes it easier, makes for easier caring. So what we understand by this is global value set let you share the same pick list value with more than one pick list field. So for example, if there is some country field and you want it in the COVID-19 patient object and also you want in the country object, so again now you would be repeating it, right? For example, you will be creating a pick list with the values in contact, then again you are creating it in that COVID-19 patient custom object. If you need it in another object, again you are adding. So that doesn't make sense, right? There should be a way where you can add all the picklist values at one place and then you are just using it. So that's how it works. So let's go ahead and create one. And guys, meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can post in the chat section and we will be answering you. So we will go to the picklist value set. So this is the one where we can create the global picklist, as in one picklist value shown everywhere. So let's see how it works. So I will be clicking on new and let me say country and I will be putting some names. So so I have put the country names. Now if I want to put it alphabetically, which I have not done, they will do it by themselves. And if I choose that the first value as default, so instead of none coming, some value will be coming. So if I show you, if I click on new and go down, see none is coming right now. But if I want that no, some value has to come. So for that I can say that use first value as default value. And can you guess that what should be the default value if we are putting it as alphabetically? So if we are putting alphabetically, then Australia should be the default value, which should be coming. Let's see. We will just simply saving it. So now this is how it looks, and Australia becomes the default one. Yes, Ashish Kumar, it will be Australia. So now how it works. You go to the object manager, you go here, and here you go to the fields and relationships. You create country. Just one second. Yeah, you go and create new, and you go to the pick list. This time again you will be going for the single pick list, the custom pick list, and then you click on next and we choose country. So let's understand here. See, earlier what you are doing is you are going enter values with each separated by new line, and here you are adding the value. Now every object you go, you are manually typing the values and putting India, for example, then you are putting Australia. Like that you are adding the value. But if I want the same one in another contact also, in the contact object also, then again I have to do that, right? So here I will choose use global picklist value set and then I will choose it. So right now it's only one. If there are more, then you have to choose between them. So it's country, which we just created. And see, one thing which can come in your interview is that it's always restricted. See, it doesn't even give us the option to pick and choose. In Picklist, we were getting, let's go back. See, if we choose enter values here like this, then we get option. But if we choose global Picklist, then we don't get this option. So now you will choose here and you choose the country. And once you choose it, then you go on next, and of course you can put as always required if you want to, but we don't want to do that. So you just simply go on next. Let's see what is the error message. Okay, I need to add the value, and let's go next. So now I will just put visible for all, click on next, and this is the page layout on which it is being seen. So we just have one page layout. So we click on save, and let's see how it looks. So we go to the country and click here. So we see all the values. We didn't even added those values, but see, still we can see the values. So that's how it works. And of course, if you go to the object manager and see to go to the COVID-19, and again, if you, for example, click on new, you'll be able to see it. See, you can see the country. Of course, you in the page layout, you can, for example, if you want to put country up and patient history down, how you can do that? You have to do that in the page layout. That you can do as well. But now I just said that okay, we are just seeing it in one object, right? Now I want to see the same in another object. That's the main use of global picklist, right? So I will go here in the object manager. I will choose, for instance, contact, and here I want to choose like okay, this contact is from which country. So we can simply create fields and relationships. Click on new, and we go to the pick list. Go to next, and then we choose it as country, and here, sorry, we will go to use global pick list. We choose as country, and it doesn't let us change restricted pick list, and we click on next. We click on next and save. So what you will see again, this is contact object, guys, remember, and without adding you can still see country here and all values are here. So this is how you see. And let me go back. I saw a question where they asked that which field is coming. Let's see which is the pick list value which is coming first. So if we click here, so we see it's on in the alphabetical orders. So that's what we choose. So that's how global pick list works. You see, we just completed, we added the values, and then we can see the country, and that's how we are able to do that. So guys, one doubt some people are having, like what access I have. So right now I'm accessing as a system admin, so I'm able to see everything. Once you attend the next session about security, then we can show that who can see what. But right now I'm simply going as admin and seeing everything. So coming to the next topic, that is dependent pick list. So let's understand it, what it is. So a dependent picklist filters value for one picklist based on selection from another picklist or checkbox. So for example, there is a field 1 controlling and field 2 dependent. For instance, we have country, and in the country we have options in the picklist United States and India. And in a dependent picklist, we have option like Uttar Pradesh. So if someone is choosing in the controlling United States, then In the dependent, it cannot be Uttar Pradesh, right? Because Uttar Pradesh is a state of India. The same way, if someone is choosing United States, then another state which is part of United States has to come. So that's how it will be working. Don't get confused. We will be seeing with the help of example. So let's see how it works. So what you need to do is you go here in the object manager, and again you go to COVID-19 and you go to fields and relationships, and this time you choose field dependencies, and here you can choose the dependencies you want to. But the example which I took was country and state. So let's quickly create a pick list with state. So let's go here and I will click on new. Again, I will quickly go here. I will choose pick list, click on next. I will say state. This time it's not global, so I need to enter the values. So I will manually enter the values here. So now I'm manually entering all the values here, and I can choose it to be alphabetically if I want to. I want to restrict it so that other apps cannot bring the values, and then we can put as first value as default. Okay, these are the options we have. Then we go to next, and we can make for visible for all users. Click on next and save. So now we have this pick list. Now we click on the field dependencies. We click on new here. So this is something important, guys. You see the controlling field which controls the values. So we see country here, and dependent pick list, we say state here, and we go to the continue. So you see here there are four countries. Now if I want to choose Andhra and Uttar Pradesh, and I can include the values. So see, this is how it comes. So what it means is whenever we choose India, only then this option will be seen. And in the United States, I have to choose this. Now I have not added for Canada and Australia, but while you practice, you can add here. But for now, just think and put in the comment section that what will happen if we choose Australia or Canada. So let me go ahead and click on save. So it says that two controlling field values have no dependent values. That's okay, right? So we click on save and let's go ahead and let me go here and click on new, and let me refresh the screen once. So I click on new, I put as Rima, and yes. So see, I think I don't, let's see if you guessed it or not. If we choose country, see, we are not able to change the state. It doesn't let me change. But what happens if I choose India? See, it is letting me change. I can choose it. What happens if we choose Canada? Again, it doesn't let me choose. So that's how you can choose, and you can click one and then save. So that is nothing but your dependent pick list. So this is how your dependent pick list works. So we just saw, right, that we can include values, and your homework will be that you add for Australia and Canada and see that how it works. So for Australia, only Australia state should come, and the same should happen for Canada. So here we can see the example, right? In the state For United States, we see just those states, and the same goes for India. Again, the quiz time. So the question is that the global value set are not restricted. Come on, guys. Okay. So timer is not working somehow, but yeah. So global values are restricted. We just saw it, guys, that global values are restricted. So uh, that's why the answer will be false, because it is global values are restricted. Now comes validation rules. So give big clap to yourself. You have completed a pick list, and now we are moving ahead and going to the validation rule. So let's understand what is validation rule. So validation rules allow you to specify your own criteria to prevent users saving invalid data in one or more field. So let's understand. You can see here with the help of example that account number should be account number is not equal to 8, then throw error. So here it's 1 2 3 4, they have just put 4 numbers, so account number must be 8 character longs, error is coming. So what you understand by this, once we save the record during creation or editing, then the validation rules get evaluated. So that's how it works. If in the formula expression it's true, then error comes. If it is false, then then the record gets saved. So for example, we just took this example, right? That in the account number, if it is not equal to 8, that is, if it is not equal to 8, that is true, right? When it is true, then throw the error. If it is false, then save the record. So that's how the validation rule works. So now let's start with a simple demo of validation rule. So here we are just simply going to add billing address, and it cannot be empty. So let's see how it works. So if you go to a particular object, you have to choose the validation rules. So let's see if we have the billing address with us. First of all, billing address is here. So see the API name. So you don't need to worry about copying the API name here. Let's see what happens. So let's click on new. And what we want? We don't want the, we want that it should be having some value. So we can put is billing address should not be blank. You need to put it as active if you want it to run. And now you need to insert the field. So you click on insert field, and this is the object you are choosing. And now you want the object to be billing address. So let's see. This is the billing address. I simply click here. Now I don't want it to be blank, so I will just say this blank. And then I will do the check syntax. It will show me that if I have made some mistakes. So it says no error found. We can also see here, guys, that these are the functions which we can pick and choose according to our criteria. And here you will be seeing all how we use them. And then you have help on this function, so you can click on them to understand more about it. So once you have done, then you have to write the error message. So what if, so we say that billing address should not be blank. So if it is blank, is blank billing address. So as in if it is true, then what should happen? An error message should come, billing address should not be blank, or any custom message you want to put. Now, error location can be on the top of the page or at the field. So you choose the field which you want to choose. So right now we are talking about the billing address. So we can just put it here and simply go and save it. So now it is active. If it was not active, it would not have run. And this is how it looks. So let's try if it works. So we go here, refresh our screen. We click on new and some name. Now billing address, I'm not filling any values, guys. Let's see what happens. And other than that, nothing is mandatory, so I leave it like this. I click on save and see, review the error on the page. Billing address should not be blank. So yes, we have created our first validation rule. So that's simple it is. If it is true, then error will come. If it is false, then it will be getting saved. So let's put some value. So I just put New York simply just to check and click on save. So the record gets saved. So because it was false, we were putting some value. So we have done the demo one. Let's go a little more deep. So we have done so many pick lists. So let's utilize that knowledge here. And for example, you want that the patient status which you created should not be blank. So how that works? So let's see. If I go here in the COVID-19 patient and click on new, so let's see what we are talking about. We have the status, right? So it has to have some values. So when we put over about the billing address, we simply said is blank and billing address. So what's new here? The new thing is that it is a pick list. So let's see how it works. So I go here, I click on COVID-19 patient and I go to the validation rules, and here I will create a new one. So we are saying that status should not be blank. Always put relevant names so it is easier for you to find, and it will automatically take underscore in between. Now you want the patient. So first of all, patient status. So you go here, check for the status. Where is it? Yeah, it is patient status. Click on insert. Now it is a pick well. So what you will do, pick list. So now you need to see here if you get something like this. So you see is pick well. Now what it says? It says picklist field and text literal. Check whether the value of a picklist field is equal to a string literal. So let's copy this here, and picklist field we just had it. So we will just remove this. Okay. And here we will be putting the value. So now what it means that when this error should come when it is blank, right? None. So then it should come. So we'll be putting it like this. We will be simply checking the syntax. So again it says no error found. So when there's no error, we can go ahead and save it. So we will be putting here whatever error message we want to get. So patient status cannot be blank. Again, we can let's see. Let's this time put it on the top of the page. Though it would be recommended to put here because we are talking about that particular field. But just for the change to see how it works, we can put it on the top of the page and click on save. So we have saved it. We have put it as active, and let's see. So we go here, click on new. Let me refresh the screen once. So we click on new, and then we just put a name, and it says that patient status cannot be blank, right? Let's leave it blank and save it. Patient status cannot be blank. And if we would have put here, then the error would have come. So there, like I didn't even put the address. So for both of them, right now the error is coming. So let's go ahead and save it. So let's try putting some value here. And if I put it as status, put it as active and click on save. So see, we see it as saved. So that's how it works. Now let's go back. So we have completed demo 2. Patient status cannot be blank. Now let's go a little more deeper. So this time we have created a couple of countries and status. So let's utilize it. So the scenario is that if country is not Australia or Canada, then the status and mobile phone cannot be blank. So now here we will be using a lot of our knowledge about how this works. So let's see. So I simply go to Object Manager. So I go to the COVID-19 patient. Again, the validation rules. And this time, so we have already created 2. Let's create another one. And this is little bit tricky. So we can say is as country not matching the value, or any customized rule name you want to put. Now let's start in this way. What situation we put? We said that let's put in the error message. If country is not Australia or Canada, then status and mobile cannot be blank. So that is the scenario which we are putting. So just try in your comment section if you can put it here, like your scenario. We will try meanwhile. So first of all, country is Picklist. So what we need to do is we go insert. First of all, let's insert all the values. So we want country, then we want status, patient status, then we want mobile. So that's what we want. So now what we will do is we'll try to make one. So now country is Picklist, right? So we just read about Picklist, that how it works. So we have put all the values with us, all the fields with us. Now we will be just taking this Picklist. Let me go there. So it just gives us the value. Now we say country. So we put the country here and we say that if it is not Australia, so let's put it here. We will just add it. Okay. And we say not, right? So what we will do for not? We'll say not. So we can even see here. So we can see the functions here and we can keep on adding here. So we put it here and now we say that it is not Australia and not Canada. So again, we can simply copy paste here and we can make it as Canada. So if error comes, not to worry, we can see that, okay, we can check the syntax and see the errors. So we say that if it is not Australia or Canada, so we are saying, right, if it is not Australia or Canada, so what we will be doing, we will be putting or statement. So if it is not Australia or not Canada, then status and mobile phone cannot be empty. So we say, we put it here, we will just remove it, and then we say again, what is the patient status? Patient status is nothing but the pick list, right? So this time we will just simply copy from here, and again we will be putting patient status here, and patient status. So instead of trying to remember, let's see here what is the name they have. So these are the names. Now we are saying patient status should not be blank, right? So we will be just putting it as empty. We just checked, right, how its blank works. And then we are saying mobile. So mobile cannot be blank. So you can see very well the difference, how we put it for pick list and how we put it. So we just saw it, right, that we put is blank. So we will just put is blank here, and we will be putting mobile phone. Little bit tricky, but good to know. So now let's see. We put, and now we are putting and here. So we will be going ahead and seeing again. So and then we have to see the number of brackets also which we have put. So if country is not Australia or country is not Canada, then status and mobile should not be blank. So let's see if we have put the right number of brackets here. So looks correct to me. Let's see, we can just see the syntax. So no error found. So great. So we can see it, and we have already put the error message. Let's put on the top of the page. Why? Because so many fields are involved here, and we can see how it works. So we will simply click on save, and we will try to run it. So we'll go to the new, we click here, and we give some name. And now we say that if, what was the condition? If it is not Australia or Canada. So let's see, let's put it as India. So that time mobile phone, mobile and your status should not be blank. So your status and it should not be blank. Let's see, and mobile should not be blank. So we are putting it as blank. Let's see. See, if country is not Australia or Canada, the status and mobile cannot be blank. So let's go ahead and change it. Let's put something here. And this time we will make it as Australia. And let's see if value comes. So we will simply click on save. Patient status cannot be blank. Let's see why this is coming. So I think this is hitting the another validation rule which we were putting. So this is a good case actually to remember. So now what we will do is simply deactivate it. So let's go back. So why it is coming? You go to the validation rule. So this one status should not be blank. So it is coming because of this. So we will simply go here and deactivate it. So yes, I'm saving it. And now I'm trying to just refresh the screen and try again. So now let's fill some value. and this time we are putting it as Australia, so it should not throw the error. Let's save it. So yes, we have saved it. So this is the tricky one which we have completed. It was not an easy one which you have done. Here you had a lot of learning. You got to know that how we can add pick list. You learned and use of not, use of, you could see that you have earlier used is blank, is pick value, how you don't add any value and how you see it. So this is a good example of a validation rule. Guys, you have learned here the pick list and also the validation rules. So from here, Jan will take over and he will add his slides. So Jan, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Smriti, for the great session. Then I'll start with the formula field now. Yeah, it does. Formula field. So what exactly a field, like whenever we save any value, and formula, it gives us like we are calculating some values, some value from some other fields or some other values. Like in Excel, we have a formulas. We calculate one cell value from by taking values from other cells. Instead of taking values from other cells, here in Salesforce, we take it from values from different fields. So formula is like it calculates automatically. So it's not like manual, and we won't be able to use formula field in like web to lead or web to case forms, and it has some limit, like we have like 3900 characters for that. So there are few things like those are were the limitations with formula field. And formula field is like what exactly it is. It contains so data, functions, and operators, like data that goes into formula. Like let's say we have few numbers. If we are doing some percentage like 0.02, or if we are doing some multiplication or adding some numbers like 7 for days or for weeks. So such things. So, and operators is like definitely we need operators to calculate any values like addition, like comparison, logical operators. We'll be going more on that in future. So these are the types of editors, formula editors we have in Salesforce. That is, one is classic, and the other right to the right you can see lightning. And let me make it clear that it's not like if you are in lightning version, you will only able to see the lightning formula editor. So whenever you go ahead and create the fields, and then if you are creating a formula field in any object, you'll be seeing the left one, which is the classic, and for the right you'll be able to see that in the process builder. So let me go ahead and show you guys this one. If I go to the setup and then accounts manager, so this time I'm in lightning, so we are doing completely in lightning. We go to the accounts object, click on fields and relationship, new. You select the type of field you want, let's say formula here, click next, and let's say the return type is number, click next. Let me give it as a name. So here you can see the classic editor. Even though we are in lightning experience, we like whenever we are creating a formula fields for any objects, either standard or custom, we are seeing the classic formula editor. And here you can see like simple formula where you can see minimal options. You don't see the function option here. Like you can see operators, and that's it. Once you always use click on advanced formula, and then you will be able to see the functions option as well. You will be able to use different functions, and you have operators. And here with this button, you will be able to insert any fields, calculate the values. And then let me go ahead and show you guys the new formula editor, which is for now available for process builder. So if we go to process builder, so select one of the record. So in under the immediate actions, select update a record, select one dem record type, and here if I select one of the field, let's say account number. If you can see, you will be able to see here the formula type, and if you click on build formula, you can see the new editor what we have here. Instead of insert field, we have just the field with a search lookup type, and we can even look up for the functions different. And this system variables are like global variables, and these are the operators like math operator and logical operators, all the operators. So this is the difference between the lightning and the classic. And let me go back. So features, what are the features we have? So formula fields are like, they are never stored on the records. So like basically they don't store the result of the formula. So value exists, but when a record is exists only when the record is queried by a user or by some process. So this also ensures that formula fields always gives you accurate and up to date. Like they get recalculated instantly whenever they are queried by the user through API or some process. So this is the one thing. And we can have multiple output types, but those are limited. Like we have checkbox, currency, date, time, date, number. Those are some data types, output types. We can access values stored on parents records also through formula field, and that is something interesting, and that's called cross object formula, something we'll be covering. And this is the editor just now we have seen. So here there are the basic things, the simple formula where you won't see the functions option, and if you click on advanced formula tab, you will be able to see the functions option. And the second, you can see that is the insert field. Whenever you are, you would like, always use insert field instead of typing it to avoid errors. And then insert operator, you can insert any of the operation. The fifth section, the fifth number is the text area where you will be writing the formulas as you have seen in the validation shown by Smriti. And the last one, the check syntax. Always make sure you check syntax. It's like a debug before you are saving, and it doesn't allow you to save if there are any errors. So next, data types. What are data types? So in order, like whenever we have a formula field in Salesforce, we have to select a data type. Like before, while creating a formula, we need a data type. Like if you would like a checkbox, it returns either true or false. Like currency, let's say, this will return a number which is in the currency format, like between 0 to 18 digits with the currency sign, might be dollar, like example, or rupee. And the date, it just returns the date. And the next one, date time, it returns date along with the time, like in hours, minutes, and seconds. Next, the number, it returns like positive or negative integer numbers and even decimal numbers like up to 18 digits. The person, it returns the number but in percent format, like up to 18 digits in percent sign. Coming to text, it returns a string up to 3900 characters, as I said. And then the last one, time, it returns only time without the date. But this one I'll be showing you while doing creating a formula field in demo. Literal value. So this one I would like to show one example here. What is literal value? So this is the value which doesn't change, like it doesn't calculate. So this is like a fixed value. It will not change in a formula. Like any number, you can say that is a literal value. And then field reference, like referencing the value of another custom or standard field using a merge field. Like whenever, let's say we have an account and it has one child object, like let's say a student, so we can refer a field in account through a student object, so that's called referencing, and we'll be doing that comes under cross object formula. Next, function, a system defined function that, like here around you can see in this example, that is one of the function we have available in Salesforce formula field. And we have different functions, like just now we have seen is pick val. That was one of the function which we have used in the validation, and that is used specifically when we have picklist values, is pick val function. And then coming to operator, you can see here we have used multiplication operator. Similarly, we have addition and different kinds of subtraction, different kinds of operators. And coming to field reference, here we are referring a field in an object. Amount is one of the field in an object. And at the last, we have decimal places. For this kind of formula function, which is round, we need to provide a value at the end which is decimal value, because it is rounding the amount value which is calculated to two decimal points. Coming to operators, we have different types of operators for calculations. We'll be going more. And the good thing is, and the best practice, I suggest to add a comment if that is a very big formula, because let's say I've created a formula today and I come again after 6 months to see the same formula. If there are any issues, then it will be better if we have comments in the formula. So we have like / star for the comments. Next, what is field reference? Like, so whenever we go ahead and we create on insert field, we click on that button. So I'll be showing you in the demo. So we would be able to select the field. The first one, you don't see underscore C. That means that's a standard field we have selected. And the second one is a custom. And the third one is we are selecting a field from its related object. So, and these are a few of the functions we have available in the Salesforce: date and time, logical, math, text, summary, advanced. And these are some operators like math, logical, and comparison operators as well under the logical, like we have less than, greater than, less than, equal to, and at the end we have a text operator, that is and, which we use for concatenation. So here, one of the thing is operators work on the same data type. That means if we are trying to add a string along with a number, that is not acceptable in while creating a formula. Same, the next one, 29, we have taken as a string because it's in double quotes and we're adding with numbers. And the same, like here we have taken a Boolean value and dividing by a number. Here date multiplying with a day. So these are few examples. And logical operators. We know logical operators, either it will give us a result true or false. It goes the same with that. So both data types which we are comparing, it should be of same data type. And then we have two ways which you can see in this slide to use the logical operators or functions. Like if we have field 1 and symbol field 2, and same goes with the or symbol as well, or we can use a function and or and not. So as I'll be showing a demo now. A text operator, like just now we have seen, and is a text operator, and it is recommended to use and operator whenever we concatenate any two strings or multiple strings. We can use plus, which is addition operator as well, to concatenate, but it's recommended to use and operator. Next, let me go to demo now. It's a demo time, and I'll be first creating a simple validation where we'll be using a formula on an account object. So whenever we have an employees is like greater or like equal to 5,000, we can create a field or a checkbox which says large account, and we can select yes or no, like a checkbox. I go to object manager, count, fields and relationships. Select a formula, checkbox, and here we can select like large account. Here the formula. So you can see here we have different operators: addition, subtraction, multiply, divide, exponent. Always select the field using this button to avoid any errors. Click insert field, and we need amount. The use for now, I'll go ahead and I'll choose annual revenue is a currency. Let's say if so, we have selected a field and we need a formula now, like a operator. So let's say we need greater than or equal to, and we let's give some number like let's say 600. Check syntax. So you can see here no syntax, and you need to see the compile size is 28 characters, because whenever we have comments, even that will be counted. So, and at the end here you can see if your formula reference any number, currency or person field, specify what happens to formula output when their value are blank. So treat blank field as zero. Let's say if we have anything formula which is giving a value. Here right now we have selected a checkbox, so we don't care about this. But if we have a number return type, we can select if we want zero, if it's a null, or we can select treat blank field as blank. So click next. For now, I'm just making it visible for all the profiles. That means all the users. I'm making this field available, and I'm placing this field on all the different page layouts as well. So click on save. So you can see now the field which you created, large account, and you can see here annual revenue is greater than equal to 600. Now let's go to account. Revenues this. Go to page layout. Or account deals and relationship. We can just add a validation on the same thing. We can do the same here. It has large amount. And give insert the field annual revenue, and then again operator or, and let's say check syntax, errors found. Let's say. So I was trying to do the validation and show you guys the formula, how we will be able to create using the editor. And then now I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys here the error. We and amount. Here you can see view the following field annual revenue. So that's what we are getting the error. It has a large amount. You can see here the validation. So here I was trying to use the formula of how we will be able to create. I wanted to show you guys the editor, how we can choose the field, how we can choose the operators, and how we can like logical operator we have chosen, which is greater or equal to. That was the demo, and the next one will be a date function. Now what I'll be doing, I'll be going ahead and I'll be create. So we have something like called birth date field, which is a standard field on the contact object. So what I'll be doing, I'll be creating a field which is called birth anniversary, a formula field, and I'll be creating a birth date, and based on that we can create either through process builder or through workflow. We can send an email alert to the user who has his birthday on that day. And if I go back to contact, so on contacts, in this page, so on contact object, fields and relationships. So here you guys can see, here we have a birth date. That is a standard field. And based on that, we will be creating a new formula field. And here, everyone, please, I'll be using some date functions. So make sure formula, select formula field type and click next. So here, let's say birthday description, and the data type is date, the return data type. So we'll be returning the date in this field. Click next, and already we can see here advanced formula is selected. And we can observe here whenever we are trying to create a field, formula field in the object, we are able to see, as of now, we are able to see the old classic editor. But when as coming to process builder, we'll be able to see the lightning. Now here first, so you can see birth date description, date. So here will be the return type is date. So first, what I'll be doing is I'll be choosing a function which is a date. We need a date. Here you can see year, month, day. Click on insert selected function. Now here at the year, we want if his birthday is today, we'll be sending is today. So we have something today, a function called today, and it returns the current date. So if I select today, so we have today here, but make sure that and year as well. So first we need to select year, and then inside that I need to select the today. Select year, and then instead of date we need today. So here, so basically we are selecting, we are saying that if his birthday is today, or we are selecting the year, like current year, like this is 2020, so we are selecting 2020, and then next we'll be selecting month. So again we have a month. So click on that for second value. This today, year, we need the month, and again a date. So here we need that field which is a birth date, because it's we are selecting his the context birth date. And then last we need a day. So that will be again a function. We have a day. There you go. So returns the day of the month. So day again at the date, you need to select the birthday. So basically, and check the syntax here. So we don't have any syntax. And click next. For now, make it visible. Click next, and then save and add it to all the page layouts. So now if you go ahead and create a contact, the new contact. So now you can see here we have a field called birth date, and select the year, say 1993. And if I select like today's date, 22, click save. Click on the details tab, and you can see here we are able to see uh, we have something called birthday description which we have created. That was the formula field, a date formula field, and that is it has taken the date, 22, month, and if it's today's this year which is 2020. So whenever we have that, we can set an email alert and we can just send birthday wishes to the current contact we have. So now we'll be having quiz, everyone. So please be ready. So chance to win some goodies. So five winners from the entire series will be given maximum right answers. Like they'll win the exciting goodies, exciting prizes. So I'll be going to the next slide, which will be the quiz. So how many characters can formula field contain? Please give your answers in the comment. Okay. So for the next question, I'll be going. Formula fields are manually calculated. Is it yes or no? Thank you guys. Time up. And now again there will be one demo. So here what we'll be doing. So basically we'll be using an object lead and we'll be using if function. Like let me show you guys. If let me add it to one of my team member. So now if I go to object manager, I'll be selecting a lead, which is a standard object in Salesforce. Number of days open. I have a formula here. So I created before. I've created a formula here. So I'll edit in this and I'll show you guys. Or number of days open, I'll be using this value. So this is basically calculating how many days this case is open. Let's say if this is a case, how many days? Like today, we are using in the formula at the bottom. You can see today function that will calculate. Like it will take the day, like today, the date, and it will calculate the date values created date when it is created. It will subtract. So we can use like addition, subtraction, these two operators in with along with the date functions. So now let me go ahead and create a new formula. So this time I'll be selecting, let me scroll down, different return type. So this time I'll be selecting a formula field type and then my screen got stuck. Just a minute guys. Okay, again I'll be selecting a formula field type here. I'm trying to refresh the page. Sorry, guys. So here I'm creating a new field. The page is getting refreshed. So this time, like we have seen different functions. We have seen the date functions that we have year, we have date value, we have a date, and similarly we have few functions which are now, which shows like a time. So now what I'll be doing, the formula which I'll be creating is I'll be using some if functions. So along with some strings. So select formula. So the field type I'm selecting is formula because today we are completely on in formula, and you can select anything like mm, zone, like, and the return type I'm selecting is text. Click next. So here, so the return type, that is very important to select whenever we are creating a formula. First and the most important type is what return type we are expecting from formula. What result type, what kind? Is it a number? Is it a percent or currency or a text value? So now here I'll be using if function. So you can see here, if I click on insert selected function, we have logical test. And if this is true, and this value will be displayed first, and if it is false, the second value. So now here I click on the first value, click on insert field, let's select number of days open here. So if number of days open, let's say, is more than like 20, so the value we want is like a red, like a red zone. And then we here one more good thing, guys, we can write one more if inside one if, like a nested. Again I'll insert one more if here. So now again in place of field I'll take the same one, number of days open. And again what I'll do, I'll take this time as 10. If it is greater than 10, then I need hello as the value. And then after that, this is the yellow. If not, I need the value as green. So here you can see now, if like number of days, let's say if they are greater than 20, it will be red. If it is between 10 and 20, it is yellow. And if it is less than that, then it will be green. So let me go ahead and check syntax. So you can see no syntax errors, and just you can see the compile errors 222. And let's say if I add a comments here, forward slash evaluate the zone. Now check syntax. Now you can see it doesn't count while compiling. It gives you the same. But let's say if you have 100 times, then it will count, because as I said earlier, it will contain only limited characters. Like the formula field, it contains only 3900 characters. Let's see if I add more comments. So now if I try to compile, check syntax. Now you see it gives you error 3900 characters. Before it was not counting comment as a characters, now it is. So that's the difference. So let me take this formula. Let me check syntax and then next. So this is just I wanted to show you guys one of few things how we will be using if function in a formula, and that's it. So these are the places where formulas can be used in Salesforce. So you can use in Visual Force pages as well, like and data validations as we have seen today, approval steps. And now there will be one more quiz, guys. There will be two more questions coming. So please be ready. I know today we have a very long session. Few more minutes, guys, then I'll be done. Thank you very much for all for being here still. So the questions will be coming, guys, and please answer in the chat. Can we use formula fields in web to lead or web to case forms? Please answer in the chat, guys. There will be one more question coming now. So the next question is here. Can we use text function with multi-select pick list? Thank you, guys. Time up. And today's bonus topics. So cross object formula and something we have a pick list. So cross object formula is nothing but let's say we have one parent and one child object. If we are trying to bring a value, a field value from let's say a parent object, let's say we have a field here case number and we have one value over there, and in the child object we want this value whatever in our parent object related object, if we want the same value in our child object, then we'll be using a formula like in the child object. Let me go ahead and show you guys. If I go to account manager, account, please select I'm selecting the standard object which is account, fields, new. So again we are going with formula. So this time let me go to contact, because contact is a child object of parent which is account. So let me go to a contact object. So we are trying to bring a parent value in the child object through using a formula field. So go to fields and relationship, creating a new formula field. Next. So here, let's say now in the account we need in the contact we need the account number. So let's say account number, parent, let's say, just to understand. So we need number. Click next. So now insert a field. Here, it's very important, guys. Here you can see once we get this table. So now you can see now we are in contact. The first thing which is a parent object of contact is account, and in the accounts we can see here account number. So here if you select account number, see here we got account number. If it is a custom field, then custom object, because account is a standard object, we are just getting account. It is a custom object, let's say student, then we'll be getting here like this, student underscore underscore r dot account number underscore c. So this is how we get it whenever we try to link, and this is called cross object formula. Because what exactly are we trying here is, we are trying to bring a value in a contact, but that value is on the account record. So me check syntax. I should be selecting text, because here the number is taking a text data type, return data type. So here if I select text, click next. So now you click on check syntax. You can see the compile size is 22 characters, and then click next. Visible for now for all the users and profiles. Next, and all the page layouts, we have this value account parent number. So now if you go ahead on contact, like let me go to contacts, select new, here, search accounts. We need to select an account to get the account number. Save. Click on details. We will be going to play final quiz, guys. So there might be some issue with the page layout. I'm not able to see, but as we are lagging behind today, time, I'll be going ahead. So best practices will be like, the naming for the fields are very important, because it will be a pain if you have same name for the fields. And please make sure if you add help text, that will help you a lot. Like if you come back again after 6 months to see what that field does, and adding a description, yes, definitely. And if you would like to like check the field history for the any fields, that would be great. And yes, use the right custom field type. Like whenever you create maybe a formula or text or any field type, please make sure you select the right one. Don't create too many custom fields. That will make it very complicate the object. So avoid changing field type. I saw one of the question from Krishna. He said like changing picklist to multi picklist. Please make sure you avoid in order to lose data, and don't hide the required field from the page layout. Thank you guys. Now let me check if I have anything. Now Vikram, our teammate, will be taking, and he'll be helping us in Kahoot. So Vikram, are you on the call?
Yes, Gyan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'll stop sharing.
Sure, Gyan, I'll take over.
Okay, thank you, Vikram. Are you able to share?
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes. So everyone, please go at kahoot.it, and then we'll be giving a code in few minutes. So everyone, please get ready for the quiz.
So guys, please open kahoot.it and you input this game pin, which is 95386. 7, 8. I see Dali, Prashant joined, Rohit, Ashish, Pavan. We'll wait a couple of more minutes for more players to join. Come on, guys. We'll wait for. I see 17 players so far.
Start.
Okay, let's play Kahoot. Okay, let's see the leaderboard. Next question, guys. Okay, we have the leaderboard set. Eleven got it correct. Okay, Tali, Krishan Kumar, and Prashant leading the leaderboard on top 3 places. Next question. Most of you got it right. Very good. Okay, Kiran taking over the first position and followed by Prashant and Krishan. Come on, guys. Next question. Wow, good. Kiran still leading and then followed by Prashant, and Shraddha now comes into third position. Okay, let's look at the leaderboard. Oh, Prashant is leading now, followed by Shraddha and Nilesh. Come on, guys. Next question. Okay, looks like the top three positions are all set, and we have the final question coming up. Let's see the final score. We have Prashant on third position, Ashish on second, Shraddha again. Congratulations, guys. That's it from my side, Gyan. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vikram. So thank you very much, guys. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. Any question and answers, guys? Like, I know it's a lot of time today. So even if you guys have any questions, you can post it in comment. And please, guys, provide us a feedback. So we have provided a link in the chat, and we'll try to provide a link, the survey link in the comments as well. Thank you again for joining us. So please be safe, stay home, and yep, study during lockdown and make use of it. Thank you, everyone, and keep trying. Thank you for the session. See you guys. Smriti, if you are on the call, you can end it.